And that's what we wish for you. We wish you to find shiny beaded things and lob them into things that are meaningful to you. We wish for you to care so much about this hour that you're not willing to squander it on an old unhappy memory, or that you're not willing to squander it on some subject that your inner being won't join you in. We want this to be an hour that you want to live as fully as you can. And as you start approaching life in that way, what you will discover is there are a whole lot of us really good at a whole lot of things. Really good at a whole lot of things. How is it that little kids that have never lobbed anything at anything in that way before could do it so well? How can they do it? Because they were tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Their hand-eye coordination, their inner beings within them. It was really a beautiful thing to experience. All of us had fun. And it was as meaningful as world peace. It was as meaningful as finding cures to things. It was as meaningful as anything that any of you will live. You just have to accept that you're worthy, and that non-physical cares, and that now is the moment where you can hook up or not, and that you have to care enough that this be one of those moments that you're willing to go after it as one of those moments. And you come into this attitude of being unwilling to squander your life on less meaningful things, because once you've found something really meaningful, you must have that meaningful thing. You cannot go back. You cannot ever go back to less than you have lived. And the little ones still remember that it's supposed to be fun. Many of you have resigned yourself to accepting that it isn't supposed to be fun, but it really is, you see. When you are positive, when you feel good, when you're tuned in, the more specific you are, the better it feels. So when you have taken the time to meditate, when you've made your list of positive aspects, when you're in love with life, when you're in love with you, when you are feeling good, and you get focused upon what matters to you, and we join you, you have a high-flying, energetic, passionate, good-feeling experience that attracts others that are like you, and it's so good for you, and it's so good for us. If you don't feel so good, then go general. So the worse you feel, the more general you want to go, because going general will cause you to diffuse the attraction of the unwanted energy. And then once you find that sort of neutral place, then your vibration will begin to raise automatically, unless you're doing that thing you do. It's like the cork under the water. It's only under there if you're holding it under. When you let it go, it's going to bob back up. So your natural inclination is that high-flying frequency. But the way you said, if I need assistance, you were focused upon the need and holding that cork under the water. And so many people are in that place of need, that place of start again. The reason that more people don't understand about this non-physical energy and all of this non-physical assistance is because they've been convincing one another that they are unworthy beings here to prove some sort of worthiness. And when you start from that premise, you cut yourself off from the resources that make you soar. It's never a good idea to throw you all in one basket and call it all one thing. But that's really a basis that so many people have found them to. In your comparative nature, because instead of getting inside the vibration and establishing the vibration of your grid so that what's in your vortex can flow in inspiration, instead what most people are doing is, as we were talking about earlier with our friend, should I do that or that or that? They're sorting the piles, and they're holding themselves in a sort of vibration of mediocrity that is keeping them from being who they really are. If you will leave this gathering and you will contemplate just this handful of things. Okay, I think I'm a vibrational being. I get that. And I focus my vibration through thought. So I'm going to do my best to focus on things that excite me. Not things that I should do, not things that I must do, not things that I have to do. Not things that I think I've done wrong, not things that other people think I've done wrong, not things that I think other people are doing wrong. In other words, if you just cut that out, your vibrations would raise instantaneously. But as we said earlier, you can't just cut out the thought patterns that you've had. And so what we seek to do in an environment like this is we want to awaken within you an understanding that this negative emotion that I may be feeling in any moment is there for one reason only. And that is, I'm off track from who I am. I'm looking at this in a way the larger part of me isn't looking at it. So I'm cutting myself off from the resources that I want. Do you go to a party to fill time? Or do you go to a party to have fun? Do you get in a conversation just to make the day pass faster, or do you get into a conversation to stimulate interest?